Meditative daydreaming is ruining your life. Constantly thinking about conversations that you can have with your future partner, your future friends, your future kids, if you want kids, or having conversations about your past and trying to rewrite or try to implement the things that you've learned now in that conversation you had like years ago is only hurting you. The outcome of constantly thinking about your past or the future or envisioning conversations and relationships with people that are not even in your life is very dangerous. It's dangerous because it compares the people that are currently in your life or the people that are about to be in your life to expectations that you have of them from your head instead of actually getting to know them. Or maybe when you do get to know them, they do not meet to par with what you've envisioned in the beautiful head of yours. And let me tell you, this is me. This is me to the T, like to its core. I genuinely cannot remember the last time that I was present, that I was here in the current time, like this very second. I'm always trying to escape into a different reality, into a different world. With me being married and having kids, dating and being in a relationship, like I'm just not here. Or if I'm not thinking about love and dating, I am thinking about traveling and envisioning myself in a gorgeous, amazing, beautiful place. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying do not envision. I'm not saying do not imagine. But I do it so much so that I escape the current world that I'm living in to step into the future or the past, which is very unhealthy. Instead of finding people who connect with you or inviting people that are already in your life to try to get to know you better, you build false connections with individuals that aren't even real. You build false emotional connections with people that are not here. And to find the peace and love, emotional connection with people that you haven't even met with people that you've perfectly curated in your head is only harmful to the connections you've made in your life. Because what tends to happen is people will compare the relationships and the thoughts that they envision in their heads instead of finding that deep, close connection with somebody else. I envision my future husband a lot. I envision my future a lot. Or I envision my past about the ways that I could try and correct what I did in the past, which is impossible because the only thing that is promised is this current moment. The past is the past, the future. And I know that in theory, that the past is out of our control, the future is out of our control. Like when I got into a relationship with someone, I would envision my dream partner. Like this is the person that I would want to spend the rest of my life with the guy that I am dating, and compare my future husband to the boy that I'm dating, which is not fair to the person that I'm dating. No matter how much I communicate my needs, no matter how much I communicate my wants, they will never meet the expectations that I have in my head. They will never be the vision that I have created. And you know what? They're not supposed to be. They are not supposed to be. So, what I'm not saying is do not have standards. I'm not saying do not envision the partner that you want. I'm not saying do not write a list of all the amazing qualities that you want in a partner and be very strict about it. Because in the Bible, that she's more precious than rubies. Imagine God wrote in his Bible that we are more precious gems than rubies, than emeralds and diamonds. And you know what, girl? You better act like it. God himself says that we are more precious than rubies, than baby. You better act like it, girl. But what I'm trying to say that it is not fair for our friends, for our future partners, for our past partners to have this vision of what we want them to be, and when they do not live up to that expectations, it's cut off somebody because they are not the person that I have envisioned, if that makes sense. Just remember that it's not fair to your friend, it's not fair to your partner, it's not fair to your future relationships and your future friends and your future kids to have this unrealistic expectation of them that you've perfectly created in your head. That's not fair to them. God made us all unique. He made us all different. He made us all unique. The perfect vision that you have in your head may not even suit the character of the people that should be in your life. This is week one of learning how to stop meditative daydreaming and learning to be more present in your this current moment. The first week we are focusing on giving awareness and accepting this addiction, right? If you really want to stop meditative daydreaming because you can tell that it is actually ruining your life, here is a couple of steps on what we will do together, babe, because I'm also on this journey. You should ask yourself what triggers you to get into those fantasies. What is that thing that makes you dive into those fantasies, those visions, those dreams of that life that you want to live? For me, I'm gonna be honest, it is shame, it is boredom, it is loneliness. It is also like a weird sense of control. I want to be in control of the past and try to change the decisions that I made in the past, but also the future. I want to be in control of what the future has for me. And that's one of the many things in life that you cannot control. You don't know what God has for you. You don't know the dreams, the goals that the Lord has for you. You don't know. You don't know the life that God has for you. Me trying to control it stems from the fact that I may not trust God as much as I think I do, which is kind of upsetting. It is very upsetting to admit, but it is conversations like this that you need to have with God in order for Him to be the center of your life, in order for Him to help you grow. Make mental note of any time you jump into a fantasy. Oh, oh my goodness. When I did this, like the first week I did this, I felt so anxious. I felt so like I did not think I was that addicted to daydreaming. I did not think that I needed to basically live in my head 24/7 to be able to move through life. Also, make note of how you feel when you want to escape. Making notes on how you feel before you want to escape. You have data of the emotions that you're trying to run away from. You have data and like tangible, evidence on when I think of my life, when I think of schoolwork, when I think of my job, whatever it is. Let's say, for example, you're upset, and for me, I am very upset with the marks that I got. And instead of sitting in that sadness and being and grieving my academic performance this year, I will daydream and I will envision me getting the best marks ever when it is not my reality. I will envision me getting a words like yes, when right now it's not my reality. I will not sit in that sadness. I would avoid it. I would avoid the sadness. I would avoid those feelings, those negative feelings, because I just don't want to deal with them. So here is a journal question. Why do you want to escape reality and live in your head? What is right now in your current reality that is so miserable, or that makes you so miserable that you don't want to be here and you want to live in your head? As for me, for me, actually, what I wrote in my diary, I want to avoid difficult things. I don't want to deal with my emotions. I will escape in my head and recreate conversations with my past partners, old friends, or future ones. What comes in my mind is that I don't like my current reality. I don't like the present moment, which is crazy because I like my life. But I don't like how predictable the present moment could be. Sometimes the current moment is overwhelming. I cannot prepare for the perfect response and I freeze. That is just a little bit of what I wrote in my diary. This is actually the first time I went back and really read these thoughts. Since I wrote about it, I have evidence on what I can change moving forward. I have evidence on what's holding me back, what's good in my life, what's not. By the looks of it, it looks like I don't like the life that I'm living. So I can always make a change, and that's the beauty about life. That's the beauty about journaling. That's why I love to journal and being able to write up my thoughts on a piece of paper. So when I go back and reflect on them, I can understand where I am trying to come from, changes I need to make in order to live a more beautiful and fulfilled life. If I'm more journal prompt ideas or something that's a little more deep, something that's a little more raw, I will write down a bunch of journal prompt ideas that you can do for the first week to really help you understand these emotions, understand these feelings, and heal from a place of love and not shame. So you can start healing from a place of love and growth and respect for yourself and not shame and fear, because we don't want that. But I'm also going to include journal prompts that can help you draw closer to God in this journey and trying to stop daydreaming and learning to live in the present moment, learning to let go of past, the present, and the future. 7 weeks of this cute little program that I made myself. So stay tuned. I hope you liked the video. If you did, if you find any advice or any journal prompt that was helpful, that was useful, something that resonated with you, I really hope you like, subscribe, help a girl out, and yeah. This is, I want to say like an introduction because I've never made a commentary video like this. So this is like a hug. Bye.